never thought I was going to lose this much money, this fast.
Jim is a Republican who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
How do you feel about your vote for Donald Trump now?
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
The past 2 years, Jim has been selling honey to the federal government, which then provides it to schools and food banks. But after Donald Trump took office, the USDA cut those programs suddenly as part of the federal government's effort to streamline spending.
For a lot of other local farmers around here, it was a major source of reliable revenue. For me, it's going to cost me around $150,000 a year.
$150,000.
Yeah, roughly 50% of my revenue.
That's a huge hit.
That's a massive hit.
So y'all, AM, PM staffing service posted this on Facebook because they were looking for farm pickers. And these are the terms right here. The comments, I'm going to show y'all some of the comments. The comments, Lord have mercy.
A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching this from. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today it's going to be very crazy because listen up. Guys, what happens when the policies you support come full circle and hit your back? I mean, hit your own backyard, like they affect you. Because in America's heartland, many farmers once championed hardline immigration and trade policies are now watching their livelihoods slip away, not from nature, not from competition, but from consequences they helped vote into place. Farm closures, crops rotting in the fields, families losing farms that have stood for generations. Today, we are going to unpack the ripple effect of politics, labor, race colliding in the fields of rural America. This is not about economics, it's about reality knocking at the door of those who once believed it will never reach them. From immigrant labor vanishing overnight, to a desperate shift, toward the underpaid, physically punishing work being offered to Black Americans, what we are seeing is a deep, unsettling echo of America's past. And in this video, we are not going just to watch the fallout. We are going to confront it. So, let us talk about it. Sit back, relax. I'll be back with my further analysis.
Illegal immigrants, quit eating. And that's for everybody. That's, nationwide. If you want to get rid of them, quit eating. That'll solve the problem.
But when only 5 pickers showed up this morning to harvest his sweet potatoes, farmer Keith Smith saw possible ruin, the loss of his $500,000 crop.
They're running scared because of this new law.
And you're in trouble.
I'm in trouble, bad trouble.
Smith's 200 acres need 20 pickers, mostly Mexican nationals.
There is not enough documented people here to supply that workforce.
Most of your workers are here illegally.
That's sure. If they got documentation, they got a better job working for me.
Fernando Aldeman, a Mexican national, has worked Smith's farm since 1992.
Everybody's just scared.
Yeah.
Now, are you here legally? No.
No.
So, are you scared?
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared,
Smith's pickers make about $100 a day. He supports immigration laws, just not this one that threatens his third generation.
So I was on YouTube and I came across this video claiming that white farmers are outraged that Black people do not want to work on their farms. And I thought it was fake because I was like, this has to be like clickbait or whatever. So I searched and I came across Facebook, and y'all, the comments were wild. I still wasn't sure if it was real. So I tried to go to the staffing agency's website, and y'all, apparently so many people went to their website that the website crashed. So I figured, okay, maybe this is actually real. So they're basically offering $11 an hour to pick blueberries, 9 to 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, from May to July in Louisiana heat. Now, I never heard of Laranger, so I decided to look it up real quick. So here's some info. And just so you know, my source is this website called places.us.com. So anyway, livability is a C-. Population is less than 6,000. Demographics is almost 91% white, followed by Black, then Hispanic, then Indian, then Asian, and pretty much 0 Hawaiian. I saw that they voted Republican in 2020, but it probably doesn't take a genius to guess how they voted in 2024. So that's just to give you a little info about the town. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So $11 an hour is what they're offering. Full time, 7 days a week, 9 to 10 hours a day. Now, according to salary.com, Louisiana's minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So this is a bump. But let's be real. Now, for some people, they might say, "Oh, it's a job. Go work it. It's a job." But it's not a job, It's more like a sentence. And then when you look at who they expect to take these jobs, you don't have to guess. It's a page straight out of history. Black folks, migrant workers, the ones who are currently facing deportation right now, vulnerable communities getting used for back-breaking labor for pennies. But people are saying this is what they voted for. So what do you think? Is it FAO season or what?
A striking display of frustration, a group of farmers confronted former President Donald Trump during a town hall-style event on Tuesday. Voicing strong disapproval of past agricultural policies they say caused lasting damage to their livelihoods. The encounter, which took place in Iowa, a state central to American farming, quickly became the focus of national headlines. Dozens of local farmers gathered at the event, expecting a conversation about the future of agriculture, trade, and subsidies. However, tensions escalated when Trump began defending decisions made during his administration related to tariffs and trade wars, particularly with China. Several attendees stood up and challenged him directly, some accusing him of undermining crop prices and market access. "You ruined our farms," one farmer shouted, drawing loud applause from parts of the crowd. Another added, "We're still recovering from decisions that drove us into debt." Despite attempts by moderators to ease the atmosphere, the exchange grew more heated, catching Trump visibly off guard. Throughout his presidency, Trump often claimed to support American farmers, providing billions in relief packages. But critics argue that those payments never fully compensated for the losses.
Since the election, everyone has reminded me that I thought Kamala Harris was going to win. Everyone has reminded me that she didn't win and Donald Trump won. I've seen it over and over and over again. But what I also said was if Donald Trump did win, it would be a disaster for farmers and oil workers, because the last time Donald Trump was president, it was a disaster for farmers and oil workers. Now, he really hasn't gotten to oil workers yet, but hey, farmers, how you doing? Yeah, you see, the last time Donald Trump was president, over 100,000 farms went belly up in America. So here he runs for president again, and what do you farmers do? Yeah, you vote for him again. And I don't understand why, but it's one of those cases where you effed around, and now you're going to find out again. Because apparently he didn't do enough damage the first time. You wanted to see it a second time. So here we are.
Guys, let's dive deep into one of the most eye-opening parts of this situation: labor shortages. Take Keith Smith, a farmer in Louisiana. He needed 20 pickers to harvest his sweet potatoes. Only 5 showed up. Why? His usual workforce, mostly undocumented Mexican nationals, are now too scared to work because fear of deportation and new immigration laws has emptied fields. And here is where it gets even more disturbing. Farmers now, desperate, are turning to social media ads offering $11 an hour for physically grueling 9 to 10-hour shifts 7 days a week in the southern heat. Let me ask you something. Would you take that job? Tell me in the comments. But here's the kicker. Some of these farmers don't expect black Americans, the descendants of the people once forced to work for free on the same lands, to step up and fill the gap. One voice in the videos said it that it's like they want to go back to the plantation days. Yes, that's what was said. And that's what is happening. We're going back to the plantation days. Because after pushing away immigrant labor, some believe the answer is to look inward towards communities historically exploited and marginalized, because they fit the narrative to work in plantations. But black Americans are not volunteering to pick up the burden again. And honestly, can you blame them? You can't, of course. Now, this is not just about economics anymore. It's about a system grappling with the mirror it tried to avoid. As I come to the end of this video, let's talk about accountability. One farmer named Jim says he lost 150,000 US dollars a year, half his income, because Trump's administration cut federal programs that used to purchase his honey. These were programs that fed schools, helped food banks, and gave farmers a steady income. Another group of farmers confronted Trump after the China trade war. They said it in plain: "You ruined our farms," and guess what? Over 100,000 farms reportedly went belly up under his policies. These weren't just urban liberals making noise. These were conservative farmers, Trump supporters, who are now realizing that the policies they endorsed crushed their own futures. And now the same system is trying to rebuild, but without the immigrant labor force it pushed out. And without the black Americans it now expects to come back and carry the load. Let us be clear. $11 an hour for 9-hour days. 9 hours per day, 7 days a week in 100-degree heat. That's not job, that's exploitation, and it's deeply unsettling to then imply that black Americans should feel any obligation to take it. Even if you guys are suffering, don't take it. Because while some may have voted to protect American jobs, the truth is they never imagined they'd be the ones to take them. The irony here is so loud, and it echoes through every closed farm gate, every unpicked field, every broken promise. What we are witnessing isn't just political fallout, it's historical amnesia, clashing with the modern economy, and now we have farmers asking for mercy from the very communities they once ignored or marginalized. So let's ask, is this the America that they all wanted? Because the rest of us were just watching the boomerang finally make its way home. If you've reached the end of this video and you find this video insightful and educative, kindly hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell me what you think in the comments, and most importantly, don't forget to like and don't forget to turn on post notifications, because every day I post new videos just like this, and I'd like you to be the very first person to watch them. Peace out.